Hello, Taurus. Thank you for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. Supportive Oracle cards. The Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. Alright, what do we have for Taurus? I think I got too many. There we go. Okay. Okay, starting off this situation, I like the card you have right here. The Queen of Pentacles. Pentacles are Earth, Taurus is Earth. You're in your element, starting off with this situation. Now, when I'm feeling the Queen of Pentacles with these two cards, you got the Moth and you got the Coyote. Coyote? Yep. Coyote seems to be very random. Moth is kind of like surrendering. I do feel like for this situation that does seem to fit because that's what's on these cards. Actually, Coyote says trust in divine detours. Moth says surrender now. So same type of thing to me. But you're in your element, kind of like you're giving into the situation. There's some random things going on around you. You have to make a quick turn. It's almost like you're heading downhill in your car and you're like, oh, we're running out of gas. I need to go get gas. All right, I'm going to have to go here. I'm going to have to go to that town over there because I can't keep on my path. I have to change because I'm going to run out of gas. I have no choice. So you're kind of like you're accepting a change, a random detour that you didn't really plan, but you're like, well, this is where we are now. I got to handle it. I'm just going with it. But it's kind of like the reason you're getting off the path is like you need to get gas. If I don't get gas, I'm only going to go so much farther that I'm stuck and I'm going to have bigger problems if I don't make this change. So you're like, all right, for the total plan to work out, for the total, for the final result to work, I'm going to have to make a quick change to make this work. So you're doing that. You're in your element, though. You're like, yeah, I got to do this. Yeah, it doesn't matter if I like to. It's going to take me off the time schedule. But I have no choice. If I end up without gas, that's really going to take me even farther off the time schedule. So I'm handling it. I'm doing it. Now, the lion spirit and the frog are in the actual situation. This is you taking control and just changing. Frog is about change to me sometimes. Clear out the clutter. You got to do what you got to do. It's like you got to get rid of the... You're trimming out the fat, just eating the protein, whatever you want to say with that. I don't know why we're going there. But you're doing what's necessary to make sure this situation is a success at the end. Lion is taking control to me. Be generous of spirit. Lion is taking control to me. I don't know. The generous of spirit, I guess. I'm not feeling it. I feel like that's you taking control because it's what needs to be done. It's not about what you want. Well, it's not about sticking to the plan at this point. It's about how do we make sure the total plan at the end actually has a success. Got to deal with these changes. Now the environment seems to be working with you. Somebody seems to be aiding you with this, helping you make sure the final result of your plan will be successful. The final result. That's the Eight of Pentacles. Like the final result is not damaged is what I'm getting. Somebody's helping you make that happen. It's almost like you have to, like, I was going to go down this path and that's the way we're going to go. Now I have to go take a left here, do this. You're not going to go, you're not tracking back the same way you came, or are you? I don't know. You're having to go around something. Something has to be cut out of the plan. For you to make this detour, you have to take something out of the plan. So something's being taken out of the plan because you're like, all right, I'm off my time schedule. So we had to make this detour that's taking a certain amount of time. I have to get back on my time schedule. So to make that happen, we got to cut out some things here. We got to reevaluate. Instead of going here tomorrow, we're not going to do that. We're going to keep traveling so that way we get back on the time schedule. That's the Three of Swords. Somebody is unhappy about it. You're accepting it right off. You're like, well, this is what we got to do. So we got to make changes to get back on the time schedule. Other people seem to be very upset about that. But it has to be done. You keep moving forward. Again, you got that Lion energy, you got the Queen of Pentacle energy. You're making the decisions, you're just keeping moving forward, putting things back in line. A new wall hits. Sandpiper, Horse, and the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is an argument, that's for sure. Other people bickering between themselves. Sandpiper is somebody making fun of that situation. And the Horse spirit is like, kind of like, it feels like a wild energy. It says freedom is yours. Sandpiper is about having fun, right? Be playful, yep. There's an argument going on around you. Somebody's making fun of something. Maybe even making fun of the argument. There might be an antagonist feel here. Somebody might be like poking at something or making something worse. That playful energy I don't like in this situation. These are not bad cards, by the way. It's just how I'm feeling it. And somebody here is just doing what they want. And they're creating problems to change the situation. That's what I'm getting the Horse spirit about. Kind of like, you can't contain me. I will kick out of this. I will buck and bite and kick whatever I need to do to get out of this situation. And if it causes a mess, then it causes a mess. And somebody else is antagonizing it even more. There's a lot of disruption here, a lot of problems. You're trying to keep things, you got other things to take care of though. Whatever's going on here, you're seeing it happen, but you're trying to get other people to take care of it. You're like, listen, I got other things I got to take care of here. But and you're seeing it happen with that Princess of Swords, but it's kind of like the Page of Swords. Like, nobody's really getting involved with it. Seems to be observed, but kind of like, I got other things to do. Why am I spinning that around? It's kind of like stirring the pot. Somebody's stirring the pot. It's an argument. It doesn't have to be physical, but it could just be words. Somebody's causing issues too. I almost feel like you might be looking at it like, that's a distraction I don't have time for. Y'all got to fix your own situation because I don't have time for it. You've got the Owl with the Ten of Wands on your side. It's getting stressful. It's getting stressful, and you got your eye on the prize. What it says, Owl says you see clearly now, but I feel like what it's saying is like, you have your eye on the prize. This is where I need to go. This is where I need to be. I don't have time for that ridiculousness over there. Y'all need to fix your own problems. I have to get this back online. I have to get to this goal. And it's becoming very stressful because you're not. It's because that situation over to the side is causing some issues, but you're more stressed about getting things back on point, but that energy going on around you is aggravating you. But you're like, I got to get this back on point. I need this to get back on point. And you feel like people are distracting you with foolishness. More sideways action coming in here. This energy, all right, this is what this reading is about. This energy, this argument, this negativity, this somebody causing problems, somebody making fun of it, something like that, that really does need to be dealt with. If that doesn't get dealt with, it moves up into your way later, and it causes the squirrel energy. Things going all over the place, people unhappy, causing problems, people feeling unwanted, people having insecurity problems. Believe in yourself is what it says, but I feel like when I feel squirrel, I feel like things are all over the place. They're very random creatures. They plan, they get things done, but they're all over the place while they're doing it, not for nothing. They may have enough nuts for the winter, but they're all over the place when they're gathering these things, not for nothing. That if you don't deal with this energy, it's going to get in your way. As soon as you see it happening, deal with it. If you don't, it will get in your way, and it's going to cause you, it's going to throw your plan off more than just dealing with it in the beginning. You know what I mean? If you're already a day off schedule, if you deal with this right away, it might take you off schedule another like 3-4 hours. If you deal with it right when it's happening, like it'll take 3 or 4 more hours out of your schedule that you didn't want to happen. So it's putting you behind that much more. If you don't, it's going to take you off schedule by 3 or 4 days. So originally you were off by 1 day. You handle this, you're off by 1 day and 3 or 4 hours. You don't handle this, you're going to be off by 5 days. Like, that's the difference. And I'm feeling like I got a hiccup with that. Oh. There's another one, which is telling me that's either way you're not going to be happy with it either way. But less disruption is better than more disruption. Like, I don't have to explain that. You know. All right. At some point, you're going to have to play the mediator in this situation. You have to bring forth justice. sooner or later you're going to have to bring forth justice. Do it sooner. Do it sooner, because somebody's going to be unhappy. Somebody's going to be upset. That's the Ten of Swords. It doesn't have to be you. You don't have to have that Ten of Swords, but somebody's going to be upset. If you handle this right in the beginning, somebody's going to be upset. I get that. It's just not going to be you. If you wait till later, you're going to have that Ten of Swords, maybe with that person. Maybe not just them, but them and you are going to be upset, whoever this is. Don't claim that Ten of Swords for you. Somebody has to have it, but it doesn't mean you have to have it. Ten of Swords is devastation, by the way. Very unhappy moment. The Justice card with the... Is that Nightingale? Yep. You're going to have to go forward. You're going to have to bring in the Justice. You're going to have to be the mediator in this situation. The Nightingale spirit is telling me you're going to have to try to make the situation the best that you can. You're just going to have to reevaluate it, whatever you're left with, and you're going to have to make it work. The Nightingale in this situation is basically working with what you have and just making the best of it. That's what I'm feeling. I know it says love is all around, which is fine. But I feel like it's basically you making the best of this situation. It's going to be up to you to put it back together. I think this is very fitting for the last card. Cat Spirit. Basically, cat does what cat wants. It says, claim your independence. Anybody who has a cat, and I do, they do what they want. It's fun if you think you can get them to come over to you and they don't want to. That's not going to work. They do what they want. They play what they want. They eat what they want. This situation is that. This situation is telling me it's just got a life of its own. There's only so much you can do with it. You know what I mean? You can train a cat to come for treats if they get the right treat. You know, you can do some stuff with a cat. Just kind of rolling with the punches as it keeps coming. The situation has a life of its own. The best you can hope for is to not claim this Ten of Swords for yourself. That's the whole thing about this reading. Deal with this problem when it first pops up. That way you don't have to claim this Ten of Swords. Somebody else is going to get it, but they're probably going to get it anyway. Don't claim that Ten of Swords for yourself. I think we're good. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.